गिरिवरधारी गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदना व्रज जनरंजना यशोदानंदना व्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Bol Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Hare Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Oh Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Hari Bolo Gopal Govindo Ram Shri Madhusudhan Oh Gopal Govindo Ram Shri Madhusudhan Giridhari Gopinath Madan Moha Giridhari Gopinath Madan Moha Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Bolo Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jai Satchinandana Jaya Satchinandana Jai Satchinandana Gaura Hare Pateta Pavana Gaura Hare Oh Gaura Hare Jaya Satchinandana Gaura Hare Pateta Pavana Gaura Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Adi Bol, Riba. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Ashtottara Satashri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravindha Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Prabhupada Anuga Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Daivim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatir Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from chapter 3 of the 7th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam and preparing for the appearance of Lord Narasimha Ki. Everybody is very excited about Narasimha's appearance. It is exciting. Reading any particular shloka? Shri Narada Vacha Hiranyakashipu Rajan Ajayam Ajaramaram Atmanam Apratidvandvam Ekarajam Vyaditsata. Narada Muni said to Maharaj Yudhishthira, the demoniac king Hiranyakashipu wanted to be unconquerable and free from old age and dwindling of the body. He wanted to gain all the yogic perfections like anima and laghima, to be deathless and to be the only king of the entire universe, including Brahmaloka. Purport: such are the goals of the austerities performed by demons. Hiranyakashipu wanted to receive a benediction from Lord Brahma so that in the future he would be able to conquer Lord Brahma's abode. Similarly, another demon received a benediction from Lord Shiva, but later wanted to kill Lord Shiva through the same benediction. Thus, self-interested persons by demoniac austerity want to kill even their benedictors. Whereas the Vaishnava wants to remain an ever-existing servant of the Lord and never to occupy the post of the Lord. Through Sayujya Mukti, which is generally demanded by Asuras, one merges into the existence of the Lord. But although one sometimes thus achieves the goal of the theory of monism, one falls down again to struggle in material existence. Satepe mandara dronyam tapaha paramadharunam urdhva pahurnabho drishti padhanugushta shritavanihi. In the valley of the Mandara hill, Hiranyakashipu began performing his austerities by standing with his toes on the ground. keeping his arms upward and looking towards the sky. This position was extremely difficult, but he accepted it as a means to attain perfection. Jada vidhittibihireje samvartarkha ivam shubhihi tasmims tapas tapyamane devahasthanani bhejire. From the hair of Hiranyakashipu's head there emanated an effulgent light as bright and as brilliant and intolerable as the rays of the sun at the time of dissolution. Seeing the performance of such austere penances, the demigods who had been wandering throughout the planets now returned to their respective homes. Tasya murdhnah samudbhutah sadhumo agnistaphomayah thiryak urdhvam adho lokhan pratapat vishwag iritah. Because of Hiranyakashipu's severe austerities, fire came from his head. And this fire and its smoke spread throughout the sky, encompassing the upper and lower planets, which all became extremely hot. Chukshubir nadi udvantah sadvipadrishis chala chalabhu nipetuhu shagrastara jajvaluscha disho dasha. Because of the power of his severe austerities, all the rivers and oceans were agitated. The surface of the globe with its mountains and islands began trembling, and the stars and planets fell. All directions were ablaze. Scorched and extremely disturbed because of Hiranyakashipu's severe penances, all the demigods left the planets where they reside and went to the planet of Lord Brahma, where they informed the Creator as follows: O Lord of the demigods, O Master of the universe, because of the fire emanating from Hiranyakashipu's head, as a result of his severe austerities, we have become so disturbed that we could not stay in our planets but have come to you. In this way, Om Agyana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swabhatantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tang Sachivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabho Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This chapter is called Hiranyakashipu Plans to Become Immortal. And it describes his austerities. Because he wants a boon to be deathless. I don't want to die. And he is willing to do anything to get that boon sanctioned. He is performing these austerities just so severe. Actually, in order to do these austerities, one has to have some great qualities, material qualities, determination, capacity for tolerance, patience. All these things Hiranyakashipu had. Good qualities. Otherwise, how can you do this? You know, stretch your hand like this, look at the sky and stand on your toes. That's okay for a little rejuvenating exercise told by my coach. We can't stand like that for 2-3 minutes also. And we say, and then you say, okay. And do it again like that. You may do it 2-3 times. He did it for thousands of years. Can you imagine his determination? Thousands and thousands of years he stood like this. So determined to get what he wants. What does he want? I want to rule the whole universe. I want to rule even Brahma, and I should not die at all. Ambitious. Varam keta indha mari kekkanum. Pretty good. Pretty good. What is he simply asking some small thing? So Hiranyakashipu also knew what to ask, and he was willing to work for it. And he was determined. And he wanted to get it. He got it. Everything is successful for him. But actually he was not at all successful. That's the best part of it. At the end of it, he got killed. Everything was squashed. So seemingly it looks materialistically or materially somebody is very powerful, somebody is successful, somebody is very capable, somebody is very popular, somebody has power. All these things are the lot of this world. Many people want these things only. This world is made up of such type of people. Don't think that there are no Hiranyakashipu intentioned people. There are, but they don't have this type of capacity. Kali Yuga Hiranyakashipus are very small mosquitoes. They can come and suck some blood. And by the time you do this now, they'll escape. Small Hiranyakashipus. Everybody has the Hiranyakashipu moment of their life. I want to. Ambition. And within their small domain, they'll become something. If you don't have much of a domain, at least at home you become somebody great. Shut up, listen to me. You can tell the wife, you can tell the children, I am the main person in this house. There's also, and harassing and oppressing all the family members. He's also Hiranyakashipu actually. Unbeknownst to him. But his Jatakam is not as good as this Hiranyakashipu. Karma is not so good. Otherwise, he would also do it. He would also do it. So, when the size of this Hiranyakashipu is described, you must know that this is in Satyuga. And everything was huge. Lifespan was very large. You know what's the lifespan of people in Satyuga? 1 lakh years. 100,000 years. They lived for. Everything size was big. So you'll see all big numbers here. Big numbers and big sizes. But the intention is the same in Kali Yuga also. But your lifespan is supposed to be technically 100 years. Where is 1 lakh and where is 100? Very small fraction. But the intention has not changed. Wanting to oppose God, wanting to do something on your own and be very successful and say that out of my own effort I did. Look at our effort, look how we are. We are a great nation. We can do it. Actually, that is the problem. The problem is thinking independently, thinking independent of God, not factoring God. So Hiranyakashipu wanted to become successful without God. And it was given to him. Okay, try it out and see. He became successful. He got special boon from Brahma. He asked Brahma himself, I want to be immortal. I want something more than you. Brahma said, that is not possible because I also die. So it's not within my hands to give you that type of thing. I can give you something nearby as much as possible. I don't want to die, but everybody dies. But I know the reasons how people die, and all these reasons should not happen to me. He named it He really thought, I will use all my intelligence and all my power to get what I want. Completely by my own effort, I'll be successful. This is another characteristic of a demoniac person. About his own ability, his own effort, and everything is happening according to that. That he firmly believes in. If you work hard, you will get the result. If you work hard, you will get the result. This is karma kandi type of this thing. Actually, Krishna spoke this philosophy to Nanda Maharaj in the Govardhan Leela pastime. He told, why Indra and all you are worshipping? Rain comes because of your hard work. He gave an amazing argument. And Nanda Maharaj was convinced. He said, okay. Because Krishna spoke a false philosophy. In one sense, indirectly something good. He spoke this philosophy and it convinced Nanda Maharaj to direct all those offerings this side to Govardhana hill. Actually, hill is giving us everything. He spoke this philosophy. Work hard. Work is worship philosophy. And this is what Hiranyakashipu, capacity to do. So, this is a very important thing. A devotee, rather Prahlad was the opposite. He was working very hard. He was not working very hard externally at all. He was working nicely inside. Internally he was constantly remembering Krishna. Hiranyakashipu is a wonderful example of Mano Rathe Nasati Dhavato Bahi. Outside effort. Prahlad is a wonderful example of internal spiritual devotional effort. Cultivating a sentiment and an emotion of Krishna and remembrance of Krishna. And what was successful in the end? It looked like Hiranyakashipu was very successful. He was externally very successful. Whole world, if he had stood for election, they would have voted for him. Because according to the assessment of everybody, he was good. He was very successful. He would have come back. He would have come back. So, but actually speaking, in the eyes of the Bhagavatam, he was not successful. It's Prahlad who was more successful. And because of his success, Hiranyakashipu also became successful. That's another corollary to that. He prayed to Lord Narasimhadeva. My father actually is a nice guy. He just does not know. He just does not know if you can show mercy on him. He asked of the Lord. And because of his son Prahlad, Hiranyakashipu became successful. Krishna decided to physically touch Hiranyakashipu and give the benefit of the absolute truth touch to him. Instantly it's mentioned he became completely pure. He became completely pure. In this way, because of Prahlad, Hiranyakashipu got benefit. Because of his good intention. We are very dependent on the good intention of devotees. Because a good devotee's good intention can save even a demon from going down. And his request to the Supreme Lord can save us. So we can see here that although Hiranyakashipu's activities are described, sometimes we can wonder why these horrible activities of Hiranyakashipu are described. We would like to hear more about Prahlada, more about Krishna, more about Lord Narasimha. But these are very important aspects of the Leela. You should know the character of Hiranyakashipu, his feeling. And don't think it's a demon, I know what a demon is like that. He's a very philosophical person. After Hiranyaksha dies, previously you would have read that, he will console all his relatives. He will say, The body is temporary, the soul is permanent. And he'll explain Atma Vidya very nicely. Then he'll bring a story of Yamaraj and the king of, what is that place? Surasena? Not Suyagnya. He will speak about a story where Yamaraj comes dressed as a small boy and the king is dead. And all the queens are beating their chest and their hair has become loosened and all their ornaments are falling down and they are crying over the husband's body. All the queens. And uncontrollably miserable. So this boy comes there, very nice looking young boy. And he gives them a session. Why are you crying? That same husband is lying in front of you. He's in front of you. Why are you crying? No, but he's not alive. He's not moving. He's not conscious. So the question he was actually asking them, is it not the same person, the same body that you were attached to? You were not attached to the person called so-and-so who is inside this body. What you always saw was his body. So what's your problem? In this way he gave them viveka. He gave them enlightenment. So Hiranyaksha's death brought about sorrow, but Hiranyakashipu explained the story and said, therefore my brother is alive. He is not dead. And you should not grieve. And he gives an amazing philosophy. At the end of it he concludes, because it is Vishnu who killed my brother, I shall chop Vishnu's head. I shall suck his blood. Suddenly he turns. Very amazing. So philosophical. Very good. He knows matter and spirit very well. But he turns out to be a person who is completely against Vishnu. Vishnu is tat viparyeya hai. Completely opposite. This is what's the meaning of a demon. Don't think a demon is not spiritual. Can very well be spiritual. Can very well be very knowledgeable. So, being a demon is very foundationally dangerous. That is why Mayavadis, they are Brahman realized, self-realized. But their self-realization won't be sustained. Why? Because their self-realization is not dovetailed with Krishna. Ye anya arvindaksha vimuktamanina tvai ashtabhavad avishuddha buddhaya. The Bhagavatam says avishuddha buddhi, because of impure intelligence. What's the meaning of that impure intelligence? Because yushmat angreha. They are not connected with the lotus feet of the Lord in service. So their intelligence is polluted. Even those who have realized Brahman will fall down. Patanti adha. Patanti adha. Even they will fall down. Because they are not in a devotional relationship with Krishna. This is very important to know. So demons also will look very pious. Demons also can be very intelligent, very well read in the Shastra. All this is possible for a demon. That is why it's only a devotee you can make out for sure, guaranteed, this person is not a demon. You can be very sure, because why? He's serving Krishna in a devotional mood. And he is attached to Krishna. He's fallen in love with Krishna. All other categories are loose. Anytime they can drop off. We can't rely on them. Their liberation also is not sustainable liberation. So Prabhupada spoke about them falling down and coming to the material world and becoming great personalities, who will again engage in material activities. And the world will see them as very great. Because they have got immense punya. They become very great people. But they are actually unsuccessful people. The Bhagavad Gita speaks about that, said, Suchinam Srimatam Gehe Yogo Brashto Bijayate. The fallen yogi, this is different category. The yogi who is fallen, he will be born in very pious, rich families, so that he can perform Bhakti Yoga again without going through all the starting problems. He can straight away perform Bhakti Yoga. So this is very interesting and important for us to know. That devotion to Krishna really stands out, and that is what we should get. Everything else is secondary. Everything else is secondary, tertiary. How to fall in love with Krishna? How to fall in love with Krishna? Narada Muni is explaining to Yudhishthira Maharaj here in this, that snehad, bhayat, kamat, somehow other, yena kena prakarena manakrishna niveshayat, he tells. Somehow the other, you should be able to think of Krishna and meditate on Krishna. Kamsa meditated on Krishna and got benefit. Sishupala meditated on Krishna out of envy, dveshad. He was envious and therefore constantly thinking of Krishna. And he got benefit for that. Out of envy, thinking of Krishna. Kamsa was thinking of Krishna out of fear. The gopis were thinking out of Krishna out of lust. And you Pandavas are thinking of Krishna out of affection. And we, devotees, we think of Krishna in our devotional service. Narada Muni very humbly says, we are persons who are like almost sadhakas. We do our devotional service and we think about Krishna. But you can naturally think of Krishna out of affection. Kamsa can think of Krishna out of fear. Sushupala can think of Krishna out of envy. But all of them got benefit. They got Sayujya Mukti. Sushupala in front of everybody merged into Krishna. That was the question. How these demons get these type of ends? This is the nature of bhakti. This is the nature of association with the absolute truth. That is why somehow the other you must do a little bit of devotional service. Swalpam api yasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. This is the Krishna conscious movement. We try somehow the other to make people do some unknown devotional service. Unconscious devotional service. Ajnata sukriti. We want to give them. So in this way they will at least fall into it by giving them an initial push. That's the hope. So Prahlad is a direct contrast to Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu did not do a spot of service. He made sure that he does not do a spot of devotional service. And he didn't want his son also to do it. He wanted nobody in his whole kingdom to do it. That was the way he was operating. How unfortunate. How unfortunate. But the Lord came personally and grabbed him and put him on his lap and dissected him, trisected him, vivisected him and everything he did. And put his intestine on himself. And threw him off like that. Very casually. This was the seva he did for Hiranyakashipu. He personally attended to his body. Because of that, he became fully purified. It's mentioned that as soon as Hiranyakashipu was touched, boom, became pure. He became completely pure because being touched by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna could very well kill him with some weapon. Krishna could just make him fall down dead. But he enacted this Leela. So this character of Hiranyakashipu, it's described here as determination, his piety, all these things was utilized to fight against Krishna. Asuras tat viparyaya. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. If it can all be used in the service of Krishna, amazing benefit you get. Amazing benefit. Right? So sometimes as devotional service we have the intention but we are able to do very less. because we don't have some material facility for that. But some people have all the facilities in the world, but they won't even do a little bit of seva. Hiranyakashipu. Yeah, if only you want to serve Krishna, you could have served. You made the whole universe serve using your power. Hey, everybody chant Hare Krishna, otherwise I'll imagine what will happen. The same power you could use the other way around. But don't chant Hare Krishna, I'll hang you upside down and Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Imagine. You would have made everybody chant Hare Krishna, made everybody render devotional service using his power by force. I'll save you like that. You know, like that famous we assisted with background music in the Bhagavatam session. Yeah, so that famous, what is his name? Ekadashi. I gave you that story. In the Puranas it's mentioned. That Ekadashi king, what's his name? That famous king who made the whole kingdom observe Ekadashi. No. The day before, all his messengers will come with a drum and bang and say, tomorrow is Ekadashi, you must follow. Those who are beyond a certain age, like 80 years and all that, you may want to take a little water or fruit, you can, but everybody must fast. You must chant so many rounds. You must do seva for Krishna. You must observe Ekadashi. Like that, they'll go and announce first everywhere. King was such a Ekadashi follower that he made everybody follow Ekadashi. And, there was great distress because everybody was going back to Godhead by following Ekadashi and thinking of Krishna. So much so that Yamaraj had no work to do in Yamaloka, nobody is coming. So he became very sad and went all the way to Brahma and said, what here? All our demigods, all of them have no work to do. This guy is sending everybody back to Godhead. Like that, there are kings like that. Huh? No. Very famous name. Kerala, everybody knows. Let's say this story often. It slipped my head. I've mentioned that huge story once or twice here. It's a very interesting story. Anyway, it will come. So, like that, if you have power, if you have influence, you have wealth, you have all this, you can do an amazing amount of, things for people in this world. Unfortunately, most of the people who are powerful, who are leaders, who occupy positions, are not of that sort. They are always thinking about themselves, popularizing themselves, pushing themselves. That is the nature and character of people in this material world. Very rarely you will find people who are, devotees plus like the Pandavas, plus very powerful materially and occupying positions. So Hiranyakashipu was occupying a position, he was very powerful, wealthy, everything, but he was intent on sense gratification. It is mentioned that eyes were always red, and he was always drinking, rolling, red short eyes, and he was always drunk, screaming, and so much in anxiety. After all the austerities you did and everything, holding your position, sustaining your position and challenge to your position would disturb you. So, very disturbed life. Most people in this material world, they are very disturbed because of not being connected with Krishna, not being connected with God. And this requires blessing of the Lord, blessing of a pure devotee. And that is the greatest of all fortunes. It is not about, if you compare the fortune of becoming a devotee under the influence of a great personality, it far, far surpasses Hiranyakashipu's greatness. It surpasses everybody's greatness. It is just that we don't have value for it in this world. There's no value system for devotion in this world. It's just that people don't know, but devotees know how valuable devotion is because it attracts Krishna. Prahlad simply attracted the Lord. He just kept doing his devotional service and kept remembering Krishna intensely. The more he was tortured, the more deeper was his meditation. He never reacted to Hiranyakashipu. Very intelligent. No reaction. Only intensifying your devotion. And in this way, he brought out the Lord from the pillar. He actually, what shall I say? He attracted the Lord by his devotion. And that is how this Leela occurred. So, in the material world, by association with the wrong people, sometimes we get a whiff of these type of notions. In the Krishna consciousness carrier that we have also, sometimes we can have the contamination of something material. And we can think that I can use my devotee position materially and get some gratification for myself. That is very unfortunate. If you become polluted by the material world, then there are also situations where a devotee may actually gradually fall off his platform, unbeknownst to himself. Right? So this can happen to you. Rather, it is better that you are openly materialistic, like the demigods are. They are devotees, but this is what we are. You can watch. We drink Somarasa and we want Ramba, Kilotoma, Menaka to dance in front of us. That is openly they do it. I am Indra. I am the king of heaven. And I have all these opulences. I enjoy it. I am a devotee. I am a devotee. You see these type of combinations in this Leela. One extreme is, I am not a devotee, I have nothing to do with Vishnu. If I get him, I'll cut his head and suck his blood. This is one extreme. He has mentioned it here. One extreme. And everybody under me shall follow my intention and my purpose. If you do anything different, I'll hang you upside down and I'll finish you. This is his ruling. He's the leader. Then there are demigods. My gosh, very afraid of this guy. He's got a lot of piety, strength, power and everything. And he threw us out. So they go and get help. They go and get help for what? For continuing to see Ramba, Kilotama, Menaka and drink Somarasa and occupy our positions. And we will do in that some service here. Whatever. After all, the universe has to be maintained and because of us it's being maintained. And you need to put us in place. Okay, the cosmic management stuff, I have to put you in place. You may not be pure devotees and all that. But at least you're devotees. With a little desires and all that. Chalega. You manage. This is the demigods. Then there is Prahlad, the other extreme, along with Narada Muni. Both of them getting together in this milieu, in this surrounding, telling nothing but devotion. Even inside Asuras, you put me, I'll practice devotion. If you put me surrounded by Asuras and all of them, I will dance and chant and make them also do it. That's what Prahlad did. He was the other extreme. You see all these things placed in this wonderful Leela. And Krishna watching the whole thing happen and take. And on top of that you have Jaya and Vijaya, fallen devotees. Devotees who have fallen from the spiritual world. And that was the question of Yudhishthira Maharaj. How is it possible to go to Vaikunta and fall down? Impossible. I want to know this. How did this happen? That's how, Narada Muni is explaining. Very good question you have asked. Interesting. How it is the Lord's Leela that many things are happening here. Krishna is come as Narsimadev, he is giving his mercy to Prahlad. He has killed Hiranyakashipu. He has satisfied the demigods. He has performed Leela for the sake of all the other devotees. And he has enjoyed Virya Rasa. It's mentioned. It seems he wanted to fight. If the Lord wants to fight, whom he will fight with? Hiranyakashipu. It cannot be a sport with Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu is meant for killing. If you want to sport, right, you should sport with the... So he had his devotee come as Hiranyakashipu. That's what's meant. Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, Shishupala and Dantavakra, Ravana and Kumbhakarna, they came in 3 different yugas. And they satisfied the Lord because he wanted to fight. So that also he was enjoying in between. As the saying, chalo, Hiranyakashipu, good. I want to fight with you. Let's have a good fight. This is why Lord fought with Jambavan also. Krishna came without telling him, without allowing him to understand that I am the same Ramachandra. For 28 days he enjoyed fighting. Then in the end said, Achala, enough fighting. Let us give him the realization that I am Rama. And Jambavan woke up and said, you must be that same Rama. And then he said, yeah, I am. And you are that person who likes to see me fight. It seems Jambavan is the only person who will be in the audience, even during the beginning of creation, seeing the Lord fight. Madhu, Kaitaba and all, when the Lord fought during this thing, only Jambavan is clapping. Wow, what a shot. What a puff he gave, what a this thing he gave. Because he's a fighter. He enjoys fighting. And he likes to, and so Krishna also knows that Jambavan likes fighting. So he came and fought with him. When I am Ramachandra, I could not fight with you because you are my devotee. So when Krishna, I came and fought with you and then gave you the understanding I am actually Ramachandra. So Virya Rasa, the Lord wants to enjoy. He enjoyed with Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. He came as Varaha, he came as Narasimha, and he enjoyed fighting. It's mentioned. So many things went on in this whole big drama. So there are characters like Jaya and Vijaya in the spiritual. Then there are characters like Sananda Kumar and the four Kumaras, Brahmavadis, coming to see the Lord in Vaikuntha and being refused entry. And they getting angry and cursing the doorkeepers, the Dwarapalakas. And the Lord coming and showing his beautiful form, Lakshmi Narayana, to the four Kumaras. And for the first time they had a direct personal experience of the Lord, of Brahman, of the Parabrahman, which they heard of. And they completely changed to be devotees. They stopped being Brahmavadis and they became devotees. And you will see that there is a very nice conversation there. All this is part of the Leela of Lord appearing as Narasimhadev. Preparation. So you have all these characters. You have the four Kumaras, you have Jaya and Vijaya, you have Hiranyakashipu, you have Prahalad, you have the demigods. You have all of these great personalities taking part. And each one of them has got their positions. And when you look at all these things together, you'll see Prahalad stands out. Prahalad stands out. And he not only stands out, he's not afraid of Narasimhadev also. His deadly form, it shows. Everybody is afraid. The demigods were shivering. Everybody was shivering. Hiranyakashipu alone thought, wow, very good looking form. Where is this from? Who is this? Man or beast or what is it? He was also appreciating the form. And then he lunged forward, whoever it is. His feeling was, I am God, I am the Lord, I am the greatest. He lunged forward and there was a fight. And in this way he got killed. So the Lord is enjoying Virya Rasa, he is enjoying Rasa with Prahalad, he is protecting Prahalad. So many different types of attacks on him, and every time he protects Prahalad. And Prahalad is constantly remembering him, intensely remembering him. So with all these characters, Hiranyakashipu also stands out. Prahalad stands out for his devotion, scintillating devotion and remembrance of the Lord. Hiranyakashipu stands out as a deadly asura, asuric mentality. So we often tell people that our answer to child abuse is Lord Narasimha. If you abuse children, Hiranyakashipu was a founder acharya of child abusers. He was don't have to use the word acharya, founder, Universal Child Abusers Society. He was the founder. And he was, such a small, sweet looking, nice boy, Prahlad was. But he felt like killing him, torturing him. So look at his mentality, Hiranyakashipu's mentality. So the mentality of a child abuser is very low. Very, very low. Tender children. So today I'm hearing drugs are being administered to nice, tender kids. 10 years old. Which grade will he be in? 5th grade? A 5th standard boy, nice looking with uniform, this thing. Mama, bye bye, meet you in the evening. He goes to school. He takes a fix. How do you like that? It's happening in Kerala. Whole Kerala government is woken up and trying to do something about it. So drug peddlers are finding it best to get the youngsters to become addicted. Once they become addicted, they become distributors of the drug for getting their regular daily quota because it costs money. It seems with 1,500 rupees you can get 8 doses. And now they are selling it in the form of synthetic drugs. And it comes in the pharmacy. You can even buy it if you want. Or since it's a scheduled drug or something like that, it will not be sold in the pharmacy. But you can get it in the nearby the school. It's arranged like that. And they get it in the form of lipstick. For women, for girls. And the most affected are girls. All of them are glassy-eyed, looking very nice. Hi, mama. Drugged. Amazing. Are these guys not child abusers? Very quietly sitting somewhere and making money out of children becoming drug addicts. And these people are sitting in good offices. Coat, suit, boot, everything. And involved in a huge drug trafficking business. They don't care what happens to the end result of it. These are real Hiranyakashipus. With coat, suit, boot, looking very nice, and sometimes even a little puttu before they go to the temple also. May my business be successful. See, Hiranyakashipu also worshipped, performed austerities, worshipped Brahma and saw Brahma. But what was his intention? To eat Brahma up also. That is his intention. It's mentioned here. So not all religious people are very good, actually. It's not enough if you're just pious and religious. What is your intention? What are you thinking you will do with that religious benefit and piety that you will get? You're thinking of gratification for yourself. You're thinking of destroying your competitor. You're thinking of competition with somebody else. They're very materialistic. Very materialistic. That's why in this instance you'll see what is real dharma come out. The demigods are also very pious. But they are pious. They know about Krishna, about Vishnu. But they're inclined to gratification. So don't think that these shades will not be there in ourselves. You'll have shades of these things also within our community. All these characters you find in this world, and many of them you will find inside our community also. Prabhupada made this statement. Demons have taken birth in the Krishna conscious movement. Can you believe this? He said, be careful. He said, be careful. You don't know who is who. Because it's out in the material world. What does it matter? What does it matter? So we never know the intention. So in this Leela you can see Krishna knows the intention of who is who. He knows the intention of Prahlad. Prahlad's intention was simply to be a person doing unalloyed devotional service to Krishna. Come what may, I'll never forget you. Nobody can disturb me from my devotional service. I'm determined to perform devotional service. That you can learn from Prahlad. Not blame your material situation. Therefore, I am not able to do. My father is torturing me, yaar. How can I chant Hare Krishna? My father is himself giving me poison here. How can I do devotional service? See my situation. He didn't do all that. He didn't do all that. Papa, he smiled at his papa. And Papa was getting furious. You rascal, you're now smiling at me. Because he was really smiling. He had no other problem. There's no complication. Because he's simple devotee. He's absorbed in Krishna. He's absorbed. He has no complicated mind like Hiranyakashipu. He simply gave pain to Hiranyakashipu. He gave the greatest disturbance to Hiranyakashipu by simply being a devotee. So if you really want to revenge somebody, just be a devotee. Just be a simple devotee. Keep chanting Hare Krishna and keep just doing it. This is what we are supposed to learn from Prahlad. Don't give excuses. Weather is very bad, it is going to rain. Oh my gosh. So what? So what? It rains always. It's sunny. So what? It's just your mind. Sitoshna sukha dukkha daha agama payino anityas tam stitikshasva bharata. That will keep going on in this world. Something will keep going on, and don't go off on a trip with that. World is like that. In spite of all that, you do something about devotional service, because that is reality. That aspect which you do, chanting Hare Krishna, rendering devotional service to Krishna and continuing, you will be successful. This we can learn from Prahlad. From Hiranyakashipu we can learn how to have temporary big success in this world and ultimately lose everything and become unsuccessful. If you go behind material success, you'll finally lose your devotion and the material success also. Everything you lose in the end. But if you stick on to devotional service, irrespective of your so-called apparent failures in the world, you will ultimately be. This is the meaning of saying, Kaunteya pradijanahi name bhakta pranashyati. Declare it boldly, my devotee will never be a failure. He will only seem a failure to everybody in this world. He is successful. I am in touch with him. I know him. Right? So the whole definition changes. Even if as per your horoscope it says that you are very bad at karma. You are going to suffer. You're going to this, that and all that. You could be very successful in devotional service. I'll be wondering, what did he say here from the horoscope? Horoscope is wrong, astrologer is also wrong. No. It is just that it is not written in your horoscope, these type of things. Your success in devotional service is not written in your horoscope. Only what you will get according to your karma in the material world is written in your horoscope. That may be bad, that may be even good. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Good horoscope, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, Agni, all of them very good. Heavenly pleasures they're enjoying. But they were not like Prahlad. And they could not go near Narasimhadev. When Narasimhadev was roaring and sitting there angry, Brahma could only tell Prahlad, you go. He's pleased with you. Only you can pacify him. So he went boldly. Prahlad has no fear. He has no fear of Narasimhadev. Because he can see, here is my sweet Lord. He's assumed such a form. But he is my sweet Lord. And in this way, as soon as Narasimhadev saw Prahlad, he instantly became calmed down and very pleased. Devotees, if the Lord sees, he becomes very pleased. He becomes very pleased. So in this way, Prahlad pacified the Lord. And Prahlad was bold enough to ask of the Lord. When the Lord told him, tell me what I can give you. He told him first, don't tempt me and make me ask something material. I'm not going to. All I want is to help these fellows. Maya sukhaya bharam udvahato vimudhan. Super foolish people, drowned in Maya sukha. I want to help them out to come and taste devotional service. That, if you want, you give me that benediction. And my father, after all, in this lifetime is my father. and I have a duty towards him. Be kind to him. I'm not angry with him. I'm not going to take any revenge on him. You please be merciful on him. That's all he asked from the Lord. Why? I don't need anything. I'm very happy in devotional service. I don't need anything. This is the height of benediction. I'm involved in devotional service. I'm performing devotional service. So don't belittle the devotional service that you have at hand, gauging it and assessing it materially, and thinking that I should stop this seva. I should go from here to this place. I should go there, it will be better there. Devotional service is the same everywhere. It is only you who needs to change. It's only you who needs to change. Wherever Krishna has put you and wherever has given you devotional service, do it. Enjoy it. Be happy. Because you are a very fortunate person. You must value. That's why we revel in devotional service. Whatever small seva I can do, I'm able to chant Hare Krishna, take a little prasadam and be in the association of devotees, doing kirtan, worshipping the Lord. It's the greatest fortune. Don't become materially ambitious inside that situation and spoil it. Simple-minded if you are, you can enjoy this immensely. If you're a little complex person who's troubled with material desires, you will be dissatisfied. You're not able to be satisfied with the devotional service that you have. You need recognition. You need some pat on the back. You need to be told that what you are doing is devotional service. It's very important. I like it. Thank you very much. Okay, I'll continue. This is the sadhaka, conditioned soul. But actually it's not required. Prahlada was satisfied in himself. He was very happy and satisfied in himself. Why? I'm able to every day perform devotion. I'm able to think of Krishna. So look at our situation. We're able to get up in the morning, attend Mangalarati, chant Hare Krishna, be in the company of devotees, eat prasadam together, discuss the Bhagavat. It is an amazing fortune. That's all Prahlad was doing in that big palace. He was not sitting and enjoying the palace. It's mentioned here, even in the younger days, he didn't play games and all that. I don't like to play all these silly games. Waste my time. He was absorbed then only. And because he was absorbed and that was his intention and that was his liking, Krishna kept him safely in that, without showing him any other opulence. Like Krishna kept Narada Muni as a servant-maid son in his previous life. And it may look like very bad karma, yaar. Servant-maid son, no money, no education properly, no this, poor thing, very bad. No, Krishna was looking after him. Therefore, he kept him as a servant-maid son. Therefore, he kept him safe from everybody else. And he made him meet only with the Bhakti Vedanta great personalities and hear about Krishna, and that is it. He was protecting him. He was protecting him. It may look like nobody is giving him anything. Poor man, a rich man want to come and here I want to give you all these things. And most probably Prahlad will say, thank you very much. I am very happy. I don't want it. What? How are you happy without all these things? These things will make me unhappy. Please take it away from me. I don't want it. I don't want it. So when you have devotion and you are knowing what it is and the value of it, you will feel very rich. You will feel like you are the richest person. You can see Prahlad, very simple. He's a great prince, but he never enjoyed any of those things. What he was enjoying was devotion, which you can do even if you are not in that palace. Even by the roadside you can do it. It is just that our value systems don't allow us to recognize devotion as something valuable, or rather the most valuable. In Prahlad's story you will see that Krishna recognizes him, his devotion, and extols it. And everybody else is wondering, wow, Prahlad is a great devotee. He has attracted the attention of Krishna. Right? And Hiranyakashipu, although he was great, full stop, materially very powerful, very successful, he is nothing compared to Prahlad. So Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada started this movement to create opportunities like Prahlad had for everybody. And people who are Hiranyakashipus outside can take this opportunity. They can take the association of devotees and become like Prahlad. We don't need any great material talent or anything. If you have it, we'll use it. If you don't have it, please sweep the floor, chant Hare Krishna, be happy. Don't be ambitious. You want to climb the ladder inside the society. You want padavi, position. You want greatness. You want money. You want position and all that. Then you'll spoil your devotional life. That's foolish. Right? You value the chanting of the holy name. You value devotional service. Keep away from Hiranyakashipus of this world. Just neglect them. What Prahlad did to his father was neglect. All he did was just enough respect, my dear father. That's all. Other things, you do what you want. You're not going to listen to me. You're never going to listen to me. I'm not going to spend time with you also. Right? He just neglected. Neglect is the worst form of offense. Many times. If you want to be on the offensive, want to do something to somebody, the best way is to neglect him. Especially when he's your father. Powerful message. Powerful message. He sent across. And he remained very assertive. Whatever you may do, I'll continue to think of Krishna. I'll continue to chant Hare Krishna. Nothing can change me. It looks like he's very stubborn. He's not stubborn. He's very determined. And he's very nicely, powerfully assertive. But he's very soft. This is the meaning of getting to know what is right and doing what is right, irrespective of what anybody else tells me. You know, sometimes in your family there are some people dictating to you, don't chant, don't be a devotee. And they're, without telling, sometimes I can't tell you, but I'll say something, oh, today you have to do this, you have to do that. Trying to engage you in something else. Showing you that this is not value. So you have to fight these things very subtly also. So very subtly you must do what they tell you to do, plus chant Hare Krishna on the way. And come back and chant Hare Krishna on the face of that person also. I have done what you asked me to do. But I'm not going to stop chanting the holy name of the Lord. That is what the Prahlad moment of your life is, when you're determined to chant, determined to do seva under any situation and circumstances. Without blaming the situation and stopping the devotion. Just don't blame, just do it. That's what Prahlad did. So these are great lessons that we can learn in devotional service. What not to do, kim karmeti, kim akarmeti, kavyopyatra mohita. What to do and what not to do, even the greatest people, most learned people are bewildered. Only a pure devotee of the Lord can guide you in that, what to do and what not to do. You cannot get guidance from anybody else. They will not be able to guide you. Prahlad was guided by Narada Muni. Prahlad was guided by Krishna. And he simply did that. The difference is that many times persons are not able to take the guidance of the Lord. That's the meaning of you feeling that Krishna is partial to the demigods. No. It's just that the demigods immediately accept the mercy of the Lord. And they're eager. And they don't know anybody else but Him. They go again and again to the Lord only. They don't know any other alternative. In this way they remain pretty good devotees also. So we should learn from Prahlad, we should learn from Hiranyakashipu what not to do subtly. And all these different characters, the demigods, the rishis and sages, the whole arrangement and the kingdom of Hiranyakashipu, from all these things we can learn how to practice devotional service at this place and time in Kali Yuga from the instructions of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So don't take this whole happening of Lord Narasimha as just a nice story, which it is. It's an exciting story. It's very interesting, especially if you believe in it. But if you look at it like a story spun out with some fantastic imagination and all that, it could be like Lord of the Rings, it could be like all these amazing stories that people like very much because it's not a natural happening. We don't see people with lion faces, a half man, half lion and all that. That's fictitious. But it's a great story, I like it. It's good for a movie. It's good for a comic book. It's good for kids. Some people look at Narasimha Leela like this. They really think that. Definitely it's not true. There's no half man, half lion guy. I've not seen such a person. But it's a good story. I like it. For kids especially, it's very nice. No, sir, it's true. This half man, half lion guy is there. He is there. This person is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he can assume any form. And he is present. And there are people like Hiranyakashipu in this world. And there are people like Prahlad in this world. In their own small way, practicing Krishna consciousness in their house, they worship the Shalagram Shila. Nobody knows. But they are very dear to Krishna because they are following the instructions of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. You may not even know. Somewhere quietly, they have attracted Krishna. Prahlad is quietly somewhere in the Asura Kula attracting Krishna by his meditation. And Krishna is present there. You never know. You can never know who is a devotee, who is not. It's not that only those who are dressed as devotees are devotees. It may be true many times that those who may not be dressed as devotees may actually have a lot of devotion. And Krishna may reciprocate with them. You never know. So in this way we can understand Hiranyakashipu's character and how we can also be influenced by these type of characters and how we should keep away from them, how we should neglect, and how we should take association of devotees and be safely situated in Krishna consciousness, value devotional service. Consider yourself very, very, very fortunate in being able to render service to the Lord. These are lessons we can learn. Om Tat Sat, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Nittai Gaur Premanande. Any question or comment? Yeah. Yeah, Rukmangada. Thank you. Rukmangada and is famous. I think all of you know the story I mentioned many times here. Yeah. Yeah.
Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj is a very pure devotee, so he could tolerate the Hiranyakashipu's atrocities. But when we face such kind of people in our life, it's very difficult to be determined in such kind of situations. So how can we develop the determination to continue our devotional service? Because our mind is completely disturbed. So how can we develop determination in such kind of situations?
Yes, these things will happen to you. It is not that somebody is like Prahlad. You don't have to assume that he did not go through these emotions of fear and this and that. It is just that his dependence on Krishna, his bhakti is much larger than this. It's not that he did not feel it. It's not that Kunti Devi did not feel when Abhimanyu died, or Uttara did not feel or Arjuna did not feel. Of course they felt. Krishna was standing next to him. Krishna did not say, don't cry here, I just spoke Bhagavad Gita to you. You are not the body. Abhimanyu is not the body. He didn't speak that there. He consoled Arjuna. Why? These two people, it's natural. It's very natural. So that will be there. But in the long run, if you continue to perform your devotional service, that will give you greater strength than this can harm you. That's the underlying current of your existential reality is devotion to Krishna. I live on that, not on all the temporary other things, my job, my money, my affection for my kids, my, this thing, that will come and that will go. I can't rely and live on that. I live on my devotion to Krishna. That's how a devotee lives. That is reality for me. When you do like that life, then these things will come and go. You may cry and this and that, but you'll pick up the bead bag and chant Hare Krishna. You will say, Krishna will protect me. It's okay. Even if it does not happen now, I can never give up Krishna. This way your devotion will grow stronger and stronger. That's why nobody asks the question as to why Krishna unume panliya to protect Prahlad. He was doing. He was doing. It's not that Prahlad knew, hi, here I am to protect you. This is Hiranyakashipu, and he put you down. I'm protecting you. Write it down. Put it on record. Prahlad was protected. He was not able to do anything to Prahlad, and Prahlad also knows Krishna is doing it to me. He is protecting me. He became more confident. So, when you see that the reality of devotional service is working, you become more confident. But till then, you're the one by your little faith who is not allowing that to happen. And you are actually troubling yourself by putting your more value on what is happening to you than what can happen to you in the form of devotional service. So sometimes this requires some deep introspection and practice. You practice that. Matchitta sarva durgani mat prasadat tarishyasi. Krishna told Arjuna that Durgani, all these things will come in front of you, challenges. Mat prasadat tarishyasi. Keep me in your consciousness, you'll be able to cross over it. He didn't say it will not be there. For magic, poof, it is not there. It will be there. It is just that you will be different in terms of your relation with that. That's all will happen. Nothing unrealistic and magical is going to happen. But the real magic is that the devotion will solve all the problems. That's a reality-based understanding. Prabhupada went 2 heart attacks on the ship. Why this suffering is happening to a pure devotee? To pure devotees only it will happen. More. And they will be successful in devotional service. So, it's not about these things happening to us. It's about what these things happening to us do to our devotional service. That becomes more important as a devotee. So, yes, you will go through some of these things. They will happen, but they will be of smaller duration. It will disappear easily. You will become all right. This will pass fast. That's all. So you can see similar things happening to the Pandavas. The wife is getting disrobed and they can't do anything. Isn't that suffering? And they are great warriors. They got caught. Deadly suffering they went through. Torture, insult, unnecessarily, all that. But in the end they came out victorious. They went back to Godhead. Isn't it? Yeah. So don't judge devotional service like you judge other things in the material world. That is our problem. That is why we have these type of feelings and questions also. Don't look at devotional service with a material judgment. Sometimes, or most times we will do that by practice, by force of this thing. But that's not the way to look at it. Then all great devotees didn't look at their life like that. Then they would have been very miserable. Prabhupada had 2 heart attacks. How miserable will be? My gosh, anytime the third one will come, I'll die. Let me go back immediately. He landed in Boston. He just went on praying to Krishna. And then after 1 year, he got another stroke. He continued to pray to Krishna. And then after that, boom, he started doing things like traveled all over the world. And the best things happened after his heart attack and the stroke. He has preached like nothing. You never know. So I don't think we should judge materially. We should depend on Krishna consciousness, depend on devotional service, depend on Krishna. The mind will disturb you. But using intelligence and the knowledge from the Bhagavad and Bhagavad Gita, you should knock the idea on the head. Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, pranams. I know that I have a lot of Hiranyakashipu moments outside. I have moments in my life when I lose my cool and that sense of proprietorship and all that in work or somewhere else it does come. I also understand that there are a lot of anarthas that we need to get rid of to achieve a level of devotional service which is favorable for the jiva. Do the demoniac tendencies need to be corrected first, or we need to identify the anarthas and get rid of them, and that will help us in moving forward, Maharaj?
That is why we accept Guru. Sometimes we are not intelligent enough to understand this. And we are willing to follow the guidance given to us. And if we simply follow the guidance given to us, then everything becomes gradually all right. But we should persist. All these anarthas and all these things that we need to get rid of, they will go only by us endeavoring within the boundary of the instructions given by Prabhupada and following that. Prabhupada guarantees that if you do this, you will be free. It may take more time for some people, it may take less time for some people, but it will definitely happen. That's all. We should be a little patient.
Thank you, Maharaj.
You're already a patient. You are a rogi in this hospital, and all we need is to ask you to be patient. Yes, Om Tat Sat, Hare Krishna, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Nittai Gur Premanande, Nashingadev Bhagavan ki, Bhaktaraj Prahlad Maharaj ki.